Very good morning, students. We were solving problems based on index numbers. Let us resume. Next example, compute value index number for the year 2010 on the basis of 2008 from the following data. The data has been given in this way. With the previous knowledge of ours, we can very well identify 2008 as base year and 2010 as current year. And this is P naught, this will be Q naught, this will be P1, this will be Q1. We know already how to identify all these aspects from previous classes. Next, what is to be calculated? It seems value index number to be calculated. So value index number formula we know as V01 is equal to sum of V1 divided by sum of V0 multiplied by 100. V1 is nothing but, I mean to tell, value in current year is nothing but P1 multiplied by Q1. Value in base year is nothing but P0 multiplied by Q0. This also is known fact to us because value or expenditure is nothing but price multiplied by quantity. So here price in 2008 has been taken as P0. Look at the cursor. Quantity in 2008 has been taken as Q0. Price in 2010 P1. Quantity in 2010 Q1. Since we want to substitute in numerator V1, which is nothing but P1 Q1, that's why P1 Q1 is required, and V0 to be substituted in the denominator, which is P0 Q0, so P0 Q0 is also required. So these two additional columns may have to be calculated based on the given data. Substitute those summations and perform arithmetic calculation to get value index number. Simple one, students. Let us perform it. So here is the calculational table. Here P0, Q0, P1, Q1. These four columns are already given in the question. We need to calculate P0, Q0, P1, Q1 because value index number is sum of V1 divided by sum of V0 multiplied by 100. This sum of V1 is nothing but sum of P1, Q1. Sum of V0 is nothing but summation of P0, Q0 multiplied by 100. So after calculating P0, Q0 and P1, Q1, those summations, we need to substitute the required values here. Sum of P1, Q1 is required. So P1, Q1 calculation, how it goes? P1 is here, Q1 is here. 10 multiplied by 11, 110. And here 11 multiplied by 10, 110. And 8 multiplied by 8, 64. 15 multiplied by 9, 135. That way, all these values will be there. Once when you add all these, you will get 419. And next we want to substitute in denominator P0, Q0. So P0, Q0 to be calculated. P0 values are here and Q0 values are here. So P0 multiplied by Q0. So that 9 multiplied by 10, 90. And then 10 multiplied by 9, 90. 7 multiplied by 8, 56. 15 multiplied by 8, 120. That way, when you perform all these calculations and take a sum of that, it will become 356. So 419 to be substituted in numerator and this 356 to be substituted in denominator multiplied by 100. So when you perform arithmetic calculation, you are going to get, students, here V01 is equal to 117.69. You know already interpretation of index numbers after arriving at the final answer. Here it is. nothing but, or it means that the total money value of transaction taking place in 2010. 2010 is current year. So total money value transaction taking place in 2010 increased by 17.69%, because here 117.69 we have got as the answer. 100 plus 17.69. So 100 is for base year already. In current year, whenever you are telling how much it is increased, you are writing, so that 17.69% increase in money value of transaction in 2010, which is current year, as compared to 2008, which is base year. Hope you are following me, students. Next concept we will be discussing is test for adequacy of index numbers. Many index numbers we have already come across so far in our discussion. Which is the best one? In which situation, which index numbers are to be used? All those kind of discussions have to happen. For that reason, after having studied many more index numbers already, we have to think about adequacy of index numbers. Adequacy in the sense adequation, application, acceptance, something of that particular meaning, adequate. That is what is adequacy has been given. In order to adequate index numbers, which are the tests to be performed, those tests will be called as tests for adequacy of index numbers. We will come across in our syllabus these 4 tests as test for adequacy of index numbers. First one is unit test. Second one is time reversal test. Third one, factor reversal test. Fourth one, circular test. In order to identify the efficiency of any index number, we will have to test these tests for adequacy to that particular index number. Fine. In brief, let us study all these tests in detail. So first one is unit test. As the name itself tells, it is based on the unit. That means units. Whatever the units we will be writing as rupees, pounds, kgs, grams, anything of that kind, that unit it is. So what is unit test states, we shall observe. This test requires that the index numbers should be independent of the units in which price and quantities of various commodities are quoted. What is the meaning out of this? Any index number, if it is independent of whichever the index number is calculated, should be independent of units in which price and quantities of the various commodities are quoted. Whichever the index number is calculated based on price and quantities whichever have been quoted, it should be independent of the units. It should not be dependent on it. It should be independent. Such task, if it is satisfying, then it will be called as that index number will satisfy unit test. So here this test is satisfied by all the index number formulae discussed above except the simple aggregative price index number formula. What is simple aggregative price index number formula? Try to recall. Sum of P1 divided by sum of P0 multiplied by 100. Because simple it is, not weighted, and aggregative, summation. So sum of P1 divided by sum of P0 multiplied by 100 is the formula of simple aggregative price index number formula. Now according to unit test, what it should satisfy? It should be independent of the units. But simple aggregative price index number will be dependent on the unit just because only price are being considered, which will be like usually written in terms of rupees. Only based on price when you are taking, it is certainly dependent on that particular unit. But whereas all the remaining index numbers are not at all particularly dependent on any unit which is to be considered. Maybe like price, quantities, all those, if it is considered already, one quantity may be in terms of kg, another quantity in terms of like liter, another quantity might be in terms of grams. All those it will have the mixture. Once such mixtures are there, finally calculated index number, we cannot tell it is dependent on any particular unit. So it will be independent of the units. So that we are telling all the index numbers which we have already discussed so far will satisfy this unit test, whereas only the simple aggregative price index formula is not satisfying. Hope you are following me, students. Simple test, which is mentioned as unit test. So next test we shall see, which is time reversal test. As the name itself tells, it is time reversal. Time is being reversed. Which time we have considered in our discussion in index numbers? The discussion as time is nothing but base year and current year. Base time and current time. That way base year and current year is nothing but the time for us. That reversal, when you reverse that time, in the sense whichever have been considered as current year, you should consider it to be as base year. Whichever have been already considered as base year, you should consider it as current year. That is what is nothing but time reversing. So based on time reversing, whichever the test is present, that is being written as, or that is being quoted as time reversal test. Look at the cursor for better understanding, students. Don't start reading whatever has appeared on the screen. So here, this time reversal test is nothing but, in terms of notation, it is being written here in this way. See, P01, I have asked you to concentrate on the cursor. So better you can see here, P01 multiplied by, this P is as it is written, this 01 what was there as the time, because 0 is base year and 1 is current year. So that this time points, whichever have been considered here, have to be reversed. Here it was 0, 1. Here it is 1, 0. 0 has been replaced by 1. This 1 has been replaced by 0. That is becoming P01 as P10. When you multiply these two, price index number in current year 1 as compared to base year 0, multiplied by price index number in base year 0 as compared to current year 1, when you perform in this way multiplication, it should result in unity. That means unit or 1. It has to come the answer as 1. Any such index number which gives P01 when it is calculated and P10 when it is calculated, those two multiplications, if it is giving 1 as the answer, then we will tell that index number is satisfying time reversal test. This notation can be written even in this format. Look at the cursor. This P10 as it is, you can keep here, is equal to 1. This P, like 0, 1 which is present, that will go and becomes divided by in the denominator, so that it can be written as P10 is equal to 1 divided by this P01. That is what has been written over here, like another version of the notations. Both the ways you can write. Time reversal test, it's required to satisfy either P10 is equal to 1 divided by P01, or else it implies P01 multiplied by P10, which is equal to 1. Concentrate properly, students. Based on time reversal test and factor reversal test, we will have 10 marks fixed question also. So better you concentrate and understand. So here the explanation has been given. Look at it. Whatever I have explained based on this notations will be in terms of wordings here. This test was proposed by Professor Irving Fisher. According to him, an index number P01 should be such that when base year and current year are interchanged, that means when it is P01 is considered here, when it is interchanged, it will become P10. The resulting index number should be the reciprocal of the earlier. That is what is being given here. So P10, if you consider, the reciprocal of that is nothing but 1 divided by P10 actually. But it has been changed current year and base year here. When it is changed, it will be reciprocal of this particular value, it has been said. That's why the statement which has been given here in the first paragraph with yellow font can be written in terms of notation P10 is equal to 1 divided by P01. One more way it can be expressed, time reversal test, which is given here in the second paragraph with white font. Time reversal test requires that the index numbers computed backward should be the reciprocal of the index number computed forward, except for the constant of proportionality. In this way also it can be expressed, the definition. What way this can be understood using notation, you can see, students. P01 is calculated price index number in forward way, 01 it is. Backward way in the sense time is reversed. So P is 10 it will become. This is backward. So here, if I write this particular format in the previous one, what we have seen, P10 is equal to 1 divided by P01. So here it will become P10 forward way of calculation, and this P01 is nothing but backward way of calculation. So here it is given time reversal test requires that index number computed backward should be the reciprocal, which is in terms of backward, this P01 is the reciprocal of what? The index number computed forward. The index number computed forward is P10. This reciprocal in the sense 1 divided by that. So that this is also holding good in terms of notation. this statement what we discussed, which is given in terms of white font, is also holding good here in terms of the notations. Both the ways you can express the statements or the time reversal test explanation. And here it has been added except for the constant of proportionality. What do you mean by this is, in terms of calculation of any index number, we multiply usually by 100. If I multiply here also with the help of 100, for example, here also 100 is there, here also 100 is there, which is taken as common, okay, then these two multiplication, if it is resulting in terms of 1, then 1 multiplied by the 100 will become 100 at the end, the answer, correct? So once when time reversal test states that the resulting value has to be, or resulting number has to be 1, we should not multiply by 100 in terms of time reversal test. Remember students, very very important, when you are performing time reversal test, you should not multiply by 100 at all for any index numbers. So that is what has been said in terms of except for the constant of proportionality. That means that constant of proportionality 100 has been taken away. This time reversal test is abbreviated as TRT. It is universally accepted, so you can write time reversal test to be TRT. TRT is not satisfied by Laspeyres, Paschet's and Dorbish-Bowley's index numbers, but it is satisfied by Marshall-Edgeworth's, Fisher's and Kelly's index numbers. First one we studied unit test. Second one we are studying time reversal test. So here time reversal test is not satisfied by Laspeyres, Paschet's and Dorbish-Bowley's, it seems, but it is satisfied by Marshall-Edgeworth, Fisher's and Kelly's index numbers. How it can be performed, or how it can be given the proof that TRT has been satisfied by so and so index numbers and it has not been satisfied by so and so index numbers, we can give in the next video class, students. So in the next class to come, we will be observing how can it be proved that TRT is satisfied by these index numbers and few index numbers is not being satisfied by TRT. Keep practicing, students. Study well. Thank you so much.